Welcome, Forex traders, degenerate gamblers. It's Terry. FXwithTerry.com. Live morning update Monday, March 25th. It is currently 8:01 a.m. Southwestern U.S. desert in an undisclosed location. We are going to go over the current market, and then I'm going to handle, and maybe along the way, handle, expose, deal with some mind viruses that continually float around in the Forex market. And you probably have it. If you've been learning to trade Forex on the internet from YouTube or courses or free courses that you've been taking, you have a virus. And coming here to my live session every morning, Monday through Friday, FXwithTerry.com, I give you trades that do not lose. It's also a therapy session for those that have caught the virus. We're going to deal with a couple of them today. I'm also going to get into, at some point, as we look at the trades, and you're looking at the live free signal right now on the screen, I'm going to give you my current evolution, my current mantra in the Forex trading world. And I've developed this in unison with absolute beginners, because you continue. If you're a beginner, you're going to ask the same questions over and over again. You're also going to have the mind virus of the industry, what the industry has told you. So it's the same old thing, but I try to say it a different way every time. And I think today, even me, myself, have gotten a lot clearer on what you should be doing using my system to trade Forex. I've broke it down into a three-word mantra. I reserve the right to change it, upgrade it, make it sound a little bit better, but it is pretty good. Let's run through the current market conditions. And instead of analyzing charts and drawing lines on charts and trying to tell the world and trying to really even prove to the world that I know what the hell I'm talking about, let's just show you some live trades and some success. And, let's just show you winners. Let's show you stuff that wins. The free signal, by the way, before we get started, I need to do something. I gotta back up my microphone a little bit here. And let me move the camera. Check this out. I've got my Degenerate Gamblers t-shirt on. It's probably got crumbs all over it because I just ate breakfast. What do you think about that? I'm representing the brand this morning. I am the brand. Having a little bit of coffee. Let's get into this Monday morning. I'm up early. I was up all night. There was a beautiful high profit gold trade that I jumped into it, and it's kind of like part of my new trading mantra. So I'll show you that. I impressed myself last night. I think the trade went off about 2 o'clock in the morning. I've been up ever since, and I'm fired up. So here we go. Free signal. This is that NZD CAD. It's hanging on. The market, this is so typical, and this is something you have to be used to. The market pushed. We did a buy, or I should say my AI, my artificial intelligence system did a buy, because it knows something that we don't. It's looking at a lot of different parameters. It makes split-second decisions, things we couldn't do, wouldn't want to do, and certainly you're not going to arrive at by drawing lines on a chart or using some bullshit indicator, free indicator. So, or paid indicator, hell, it doesn't matter, indicator. If you look at this, the market, we went into this buy, and then it just pushed a little bit against us, and it's just hanging there. It's just going absolutely sideways. We can look at the chart, and let me zoom a little bit so we can kind of see a bigger picture here. So what's interesting is this is the free signal. Now, interestingly enough, you're getting a free signal. We're probably, and I'm guessing here, we can look, we're probably about 4, 5, 6 trades deep into this NZD CAD. However, the free signal system just grabbed the next trade because it was trading some other things first, right? And I'm only sending out one at a time. So there's more trades here, more trades in this sequence, but we're in the last one. We're in the latest one. That's a really good one, but it's just pretty much gone sideways. Now, in this particular case, you'll look at it and it's gone down. But if you look at some of the lower time frames, this is really what it's doing. You can see it right here. Let me pull this up a little closer for myself so I can draw on the screen here. I mean, we got a range here, and that's just what it's doing. All right, we're just waiting for it to break out. We need it to go up. It could pull back more against us, but it's going to go up. The AI system knows that. And mostly, if I turn this sideways, you'll see something here. Although it's not really pronounced, there is a little bit of imbalance up here and some up here where the price moved away from it, didn't go back. And that means anybody that dumped, the big banks that dumped money into that to push those candles down, push them down, they are in drawdown right now. So that price has to come back. Let's call it that level right there and probably that level right there. So it's headed that way. It has to be. Is it going to happen immediately? That's the only thing we don't really know. We don't really know. Even if it pushes harder against, it still has to come back. I think what happened is, imagine this. They dumped trillions of dollars in here and trillions of dollars in here. And I'm not exaggerating. Absolutely not exaggerating. You go look this stuff up. But they dumped trillions of dollars into this area and they're in drawdown. And they need to come back and tap these areas here to be in profit or break even and then move the market in the direction they want it to anyway. Typically, it's up. If they push it down, they want it to go up. If they push it up, they want it to go down. Again, all general speculation, right? Don't pay attention to me. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. But that's a pretty close representation, whatever words you want to use. That's funny. You know what? Mark says, are you drinking your coffee out of a DGC mug? I don't know what a DGC mug is. I'd have to think about what that stands for. But what's interesting is this is actually, I believe, a liquor koozie because it's got a lid and a straw for it. But I drank coffee out of it. Last year when I went to get my motorcycle license, I had to go for a week's worth of classes, 8 hours a day. Like, it's a Michigan motorcycle license. And I rolled in and I took this with me, right? It keeps, it's intended for cold drinks, but it keeps a hot drink hot, right? And I swear to God, one guy says, oh, you got some vodka with you. And the instructors believed that I was drinking vodka in class. I'm like, yeah, I've come to get my motorcycle license with oh, that's funny. I'll repeat that. I'm going to get my motorcycle license while I'm drinking vodka. They actually honestly believed I was doing that. DGC, I get it now. Degenerate Gamblers Club. Why did I not understand my own brand acronym? I don't know. That just didn't hit me. Sorry. Coffee tastes so much better out of a DGC mug. That is true. I'm sorry. You know what? Admonish me. I need to be admonished. Should I? Let's see. I'm admonished. So anyway, that's the trade. And someone came into the group last night and said, what's the trade? And I'm like, right now, the free trade is NZD CAD. Absolutely enter it. Yeah, I get that this came out a couple days. It was out for a couple days last week, I believe. Oh, hell, we can look. When did this launch? It launched on the 22nd, 23rd. Well, I guess it launched on Friday. Okay. Nonetheless, this is a great trade. It will be a great trade. The one thing you have to be aware of these free signals, and I have to mention this all the time, is that NZD CAD can and will and could go into another buy trade. Be aware of that. it's not too big of a deal when it goes into a couple trades. Yes, seriously, Denise. It's not too bad when it goes into a couple trades. Like, for example, if you only took this trade and another trade came in on the free signal, the take profit is probably hasn't been changed too much. But if you get this trade and you miss the next four, if it goes into four more, that take profit is going to update every time, and it's going to draw it closer to where the current pricing is. And if you're in this trade, the take profit could be at a loss for this particular trade. So you do have to pay attention to the basket, the sequence of trades on any given currency pair. Now, if it goes into four trades and you're in the first and you might want to skip the second, that's fine. We don't know it's going to go into four. So if you come in and you're brand new and you see we're in four NZD CAD trades, you don't have to enter all four. Just enter the latest one. Enter the latest one. Simple. So that's what's going on with the free signal. I am going to pause the screen here and we will take a glance. You know what? The one thing I didn't take a glance at, and I need to move my camera around here, don't I? The one thing I didn't take a glance at is, let's look at the history real quick. So nothing for the day. In terms of signals closure, free signals closure for the week, when I say the week, this up here, you can see the sort. It does it for 7 days. Okay. $105.38. Just wanted to show you that for reference of what you could expect. Now, we are going to go to premium signals, and I'll share with you some insights. I have not looked at these, so we are currently in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 trades. 6 on one currency pair, 1 on another, and it's an about $226 drawdown, which is very normal, very stable. It's a premium signal, right? It's a signal. So I'll share the history with you here. So nothing closed today as far as premium, and for the week, meaning 7 days back, $99.19. All this indicates, what we're looking at here is that it's been slow. And those red numbers on the screen you're seeing, they're not a loss, because we look at profit, net profit, okay? That particular pair took a loss, but this was a sequence of trades, and you can see down here, profit, profit, profit was a hell of a lot more than any of the losses. So that's not a loss, my friend. If you give me $1 and I give you 99 back, you didn't lose $1. You did not lose $1, no matter what your IQ tells you or your emotions make you feel like. That didn't happen. So pause. Next one, I think Derek just brought this up, something about the gold. Let's take a look at what happened with my high profit automated feed. It's called the high profit feed, and we traded gold this morning. We also trade US 30, NAS 100, SPX, US oil, but it's typically gold and US 30 that are the hot ones that are constantly trading. So we're currently in no trades right now. However, I can show you the gold closed trade. And remember, this is an automated signal. It comes out at a base 0.10 lot size. It spreads it out over 3 take profits. 1, 2, 3. All were profitable today, so you could have bid what you wanted. It's a multiply factor. So if I'm bidding an overall $1, 70 cents plus 20 cents plus 10 cents, that's $1. If I'm bidding an overall $1, you could multiply that by 2 and you'd bid $2. You could multiply it by 0.5 and you'd bid 50 cents. So the more you bid, the more you're going to make. And then I always show this, the next account, if you take a, blink your eyes, take a snapshot here of these particular trades and the pricing, so on and so forth. And this is live. You can see what my take profit was. I then show you, I took this exact same automated trade on quite a few other accounts, but let me show you an outrageous one, and then let me show you what I believe is the most mathematically impressive one, because I'm taking these auto trades, these high profit, I'm calling it my high profit auto feed. You can get access to it. You can take these trades on any account you want at any lot size you want. So let me pause here, and I'm going to take you over to the larger account where I took those exact same trades. Here it is. Really exact same trades that made what, $40 on the basic, we'll call it a signal because it sends that signal out to your account, right? Made $1,204.74. Exact same trades. All I did was bid more. All I did was bid more. I believe this is a 3.0 lot size spread out over 3 take profits. So if you add up $21, $5.90, and $3.10, it's $3. I'm just bidding, not $3, $30, 3.0. That's impressive. However, let me take you to an account that impressed me the most, and this fits right into, and maybe it's a good time for me to talk about this new mantra and then this new trading mantra. And you guys have heard me saying it, but I need to tell the people, especially the new people, over and over again. And this is also in answer to a question that someone posed last night in the group. So let me think of what the account I want to show you here. Here it is. Let me share this with you. So this is an actual live account where I'm testing what I can get away with and what I can make with taking my high profit auto signals at a very low lot size, probably even lower than what they are sent out at. Okay. So follow me here. This started out to be, I think it was about a $1,200 account that I started last week. Pretty sure it is. Yeah. And I started out slow, and I went ahead and took the gold trades and the US 30 trades, and we can see the results on those. And I was taking them at, I was really pulling back the lot size. Again, the lot size gets sent at $1, and I was like, you know what? I don't think I want to take that much. I think I ended up taking the dollar, and then I reduced it. And in fact, you'll see today, these closed trades, you're going to see 3 of them that went in at $1, and 1 of them that went in at $3. And I'll tell you what I did. So let's go look at the results here. So here is today's. This is actual real money. Now this is $150 profit on a what, $1,200-$1,300 account. What is that? Is that like a 10% profit? What's our total? Yeah, it's a little bit more than that. Okay. It's impressive. But here was trade 1, 2, and 3 from my automated system. And that singles this one out right here. So what I did, and I'm going to kind of jump ahead by telling you the concept that we've been talking about for a while, but everyone needs to really start hearing this, is that trade came in at a total, what is that? A 50-cent lot size, 10 cents lot size. So the signal comes out to, the automated signal comes out to my account at $1. My account, I created some things and I said, you know what? Only give me that dollar at half that, 50 cents. Because I was like, if I don't like where this is going, I'll let the whole thing play out. I'll let it hit its stop loss. I'll take a tiny little loss. But if this is headed in the right direction, and all I did was watch this, I just watched it, got a feel for what the price movement was, and I knew that at that time of the morning there was not going to be a significant amount of push. It was going to be a relatively slow, and I think this took several hours to play out, when other times it might play out in 2 minutes or less on gold, right? Or US 30 or anything else that might be considered, high profit. So what I did is, as the price, this was a buy, as the price started to head up and I started to get profitable on that first trade, which is right in here, I went in heavy. It hit my margin level percent on this, $1,300 account down to about 800%. But I'm like, I'm a degenerate gambler. I want to blow this account up and lose it all. I want to blow this thing up into $10,000, $20,000, $50,000, and it's completely possible, especially with my artificial intelligence system. Across the board, whether you're in the high profit, auto trader, the regular auto trader, the signals. These are, we know that these trades are winners, especially and because you follow along with the sequence. So all I did was go in at a pretty high bid and I just let it roll. And I manipulated, I manually entered based off of what I already knew. I already knew to buy. I already knew where the estimated take profit was going to be. So take profit 1, take profit 2, take profit 3, which is basically 33%, 33%, 33%, right along the way, all the way to the original, first take profit. All I did was wait and watch this, and when the price stalled out a little bit, I just took profit, $129. Now, $150 and 1 penny might not seem like a lot to you, and I get that it's not a lot. It's not a lot to me, but it's impressive as hell that I can have that small of an account and make money. Now, I want you to also understand, it didn't make that money on autopilot. It made a little bit of it on autopilot. Like what did it actually make? Let's call it round number 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 21, about $21 is what this thing really made. But I jacked it up, and I'm a degenerate gambler. And the confidence that I have with the system is I know 9.5 times out of 10, when it does a buy, it's headed towards the take profit. There's once in a while in crazy markets where it pushes against, and the AI system will re-enter. It'll take the stop loss, it'll take a small loss, or take a loss. I shouldn't say small loss because I don't know what you're bidding, right? Maybe you're bidding outrageous amounts. I'm gonna constantly do this with this account and show you in real time that it kind of answers the question that I get every day. And I'm trying to figure this stuff out in the group and create resources and FAQs and stuff like that. They want to know what the minimum amount is to start an account. What's the minimum account for your system? And I always say there is no minimum amount other than what your broker's doing, but it's kind of like saying, well, how long is a piece of string? The minimum amount is, when you're asking that, I'm afraid to tell you, you have a mindset that might be a little broken. I can start a broker account for $50 and turn it into $1,000. I don't know if you can. I'm using my system, but wait till you hear, and I'm not going to get into it yet. We'll look at the rest of the accounts over the next couple minutes. I'm going to give you a trading system, a trading way of thinking, to where you can take $50 and turn it into $10,000 if you want to. Will you? I don't know. Will you? I don't know. You probably won't. Especially if you have a bunch of mind viruses. So wait till you hear this, and I know a lot of you have heard me say it, but I feel like I'm really starting to solidify it. I woke up last night in a dream thinking this. And because obviously it must be on my mind, right? So pause. Let me look at what account is on the list that we need to look at next. I'm going to go look at the 10 pip hybrid. However, I don't believe there's been much movement there. So stand by, and then I'll tell you what that is if you're brand new. Cover this pretty quickly. 10 pip hybrid feed. We are trading, and this is a big part of my new trading concept. We are trading, I believe, group number 3 still. We're going into our 3rd week of beta testing this. Now, what's interesting is it's showing 2 NZD USD buy trades. I know for a fact the data system, my AI system, is in quite a few more than that. Why aren't they showing in the 10 pip hybrid feed? The reason is, I will tell you this. The reason is I told the AI system, do not enter any additional trades until those trades that were entered, I don't care if it was last week, until those trades that were entered go 10 points, I believe that's what I said, 10 or no, 50 points into profit, 5 pips. So the moment those turn blue in the original, automated data system, I believe they're going to show here. So what I said was, hey, AI system, only send those trades to this account once I get better pricing. That's it. So we'll see what happens there. I see a question here. Derek says, does that gold, US 30, etc. account only trade once a day, or does it trade as it sees? It takes opportunities every time it sees it. You have to understand, gold moves based off of the volatility of any market. So London opens at 3 a.m. Eastern time. A lot of times you'll see gold trades open around that time, depending on where you're at. And then, of course, New York opens at 8 a.m. Stock market, US 30 opens at, am I saying it right? Opens at 9:30 Eastern time. I'm just talking Eastern times. But typically you'll see gold, and especially US 30, open during those high volatility times. Gold moves when the markets open, which is London and New York. So that's when you'll see it. It's not limited to one trade a day, but you'll see that when the market's slow, like it has been the last couple of weeks, we're getting like one gold trade a day. Once in a while, it will speckle in a US 30. Once we get more volume and movement in the market, you'll see those go off. You'll see them go off more. And you'll also see NAS 100 and SPX 500, and you'll see US oil. You'll see those. But when you're not seeing those, it's a good indicator that the market is just a little slow, because gold, all the high profit metals and indices, they are absolutely market volatility specific types of pairs. Typically, you're not going to see a gold trade at 3 o'clock in the afternoon unless there's some sort of high impact news event. So the 10 pip automation in the last week, $351. I suspect that even though we're holding this NZD USD trade, it's going to prove to be pretty profitable. I would think we'll see what happens in the movement. I would think it's probably at least couple $100 worth of profit. So you might feel like you're holding on to it and you're not pulling in profits on any given day, but it will pan out overall in the end. Next account on the list, we pretty much looked at everything. Yeah, I looked at all the stuff. We'll look at the 3K to 100K challenge account, and I'll share that with you. I have not looked at this. I typically only look at this account when we're doing the live every morning. Yeah, interesting. So check this out. So $300 drawdown. I don't really care. I'm looking at the margin level percent, 1200. Remember, we were down at like 300, then 800, 900, and we're at 1200. So it's coming up. Feeling pretty good about that. We're in dozen or so trades. History wise, we'd have to go to the week, and 551.27. That's pretty good on a $2,000 account. So looking really good. It's growing. Remember, we had this up at $5,500. I started at $3,000. I used this as some educational concept to be able to overbid. I was bidding a 0.15 or 15 or $1.50, and I put it down to 50 cents as a base bid, and it's coming back. So it just shows the power of the system. I'm not doing any manipulations to this other than saying, hey, only trade a handful of currency pairs at 0.05 lot size and just handle everything automatically. So just proof positive. Maybe a couple more accounts. Let me look here. The final one that I have not looked at is this one. Stand by. It is another live account, kind of proof of concept that I have, and probably should look at this anyway. So yeah, this thing is taking it's a small account, just taking a handful of trades. It's in NZD CAD. Remember, we were looking at this in the other account in the 10 pip hybrid, and it's only in one of these, I think. It's not in these final two because they just haven't gone profitable yet. So I'm hoping to watch the 10 pip beta feed and watch as these go blue, see them populate, and then I'll be really impressed with the AI system. So we'll keep track of that. Let's get into this trading concept that I want to talk about. I'm trying to think of the best thing to put on screen here to show you. Let's just go ahead and stick with this because I just need an account like up in front of me. So I've got a mantra, okay? And I'm going to kind of lay it out now. If you want to write this down, you want to remember it, you're going to hear me say this a lot. I wrote this down and I'm like, you know what? This is something to learn. So it's 3 words. Group is the first word, signal is the second word, and risk more is the third word. Okay? So let's break that down. Group. Let me share the screen with you and you'll see what I mean. And you guys have been watching me. Some of you will know exactly what this means. So move the camera around here. So my new beta feed, the 10 pip hybrid, I created 6 groups and probably the smartest thing I've ever done. I never looked at it this way until I seen people struggling, new people struggling with, taking a full auto feed and just throwing it on a small account and getting overwhelmed. And I'm like, well, how can I protect them against that? I never had to protect myself per se because I would just manage it. I'd look, and what I've always had that you might not have, but you should have, is I've always had the back-end data from my main artificial intelligence system. I call it my 10 pip automation. That's my full auto trading system, 22 currency pairs. When I started to see people struggle, I went, well, how do I force upon them what I'm already doing myself? I was grouping currency pairs. I was trying not to trade currency pairs that cross each other. Like, look at group 3. At the end, you see 2 NZD pairs, NZD JPY, NZD USD. And there's a little slash in between them, and I colored one of them blue because if you're going to trade group 3, you need to choose one or the other, not both NZDs. It's just that NZD, when I got done with all of these groups, that was the last pair hanging out that I really couldn't match anywhere. But it was best to put in group 3 because there is already an NZD and another NZD pair, obviously. So I didn't want to have an NZD something and then a something NZD because if you'll notice, you look at these groups, there are no currency pair crosses in each of these groups, except for group 3, and you should only trade one of the NZDs at a time. Okay, and you can program that. So when I say group, and then what was the next thing? Signal, and what was the next thing? Risk more. So let's talk about this. The group. I believe that the smartest way to trade my system, and I'm answering this because somebody in the group said, okay, well, what's the best account size? Let's say I did $1,000, and everybody starts with 1,000. I don't know what the fuck is some sort of magic 1,000. Maybe that's, although maybe I just have the answer. I just seen a news story yesterday that said 150 million Americans cannot afford a $1,000 emergency in their household. That means about another 150 plus million Americans can. Okay. So this whole concept of, well, if the person said, and everybody says this is a fucking mind virus I'm going to give you, good or bad, whatever it is. I'm not cutting anybody down for any amount of money, but the industry has said only risk so much, right? Okay. So they come in, they say, I'm going to start a $1,000 account. I want your auto trader system, Terry. What's the best lot size to keep me safe? 0.01? And I'm like, wow. Imagine if it was really that easy. Sure, you could do that, and sure, my system will survive for a while. But you're going to overtrade, and because you're overtrading, taking 22 currency pairs at 0.01 lot size, it will run your account into the ground. So my new mantra, and in fact, I'm trading this way. I've always traded this way. It's just now I'm printing it on screen. Choose a group. One is not more magic than the other. Choose a group and trade it. So if you're going to start a $1,000 account, choose a group. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Do not trade the high volatility pairs, GJ and UJ at the bottom. Don't. I will call those out to you, and we'll jump into them when they've gone so crazy volatile against us that by the time we jump in, it'll be insanely profitable. So group, signal, risk more. What's the signal part? Let's come back to the screen here. Let's go here. The signal is this. And let's jump ahead and assume you have my automated trading system. You should have. I don't know why you guys would ever want to type in a manual trade and try to keep up with my AI system. It's good. It's great at first. The free signals are awesome. It really creates believers and cult followers of the FX with Terry brand, me, and the system. That's great. But I see people out there not necessarily having the confidence, meaning they're going to start a small account, and not necessarily having the confidence turning on the full auto system. I believe those 3 words, group, so you chose a group, signal, here's what you're going to do. You're going to take those trades from that group. You're going to set up your copier and say, I'm only taking these currency pairs from whatever group, 1 through 6. And you're going to take it at the lowest lot size. And you're going to watch it. So let's say that's what we're looking at on the screen right now. NZD CAD, I got a $1,300 account. I'm taking this at 0.02 lot size. Now that still is minimum because this NZD CAD trade is being sent out at 0.010101, and then it increased 0.02. It increased 0.03. That is the minimum base lot size. So right now, this entire $1,300 account has a drawdown of $7.90, and the margin level percent's beautiful. But you're not going to make a lot of money at that. Or are you? Because we take the third word in my mantra. Number 1 is group. Number 2 is signal. Number 3 is risk more. So this is my signal. I first have the protection by choosing the proper group where I don't get currency pair crosses. If any one currency pair runs away, it's unlikely that the other ones will at the same time because they're not the same currency pair. It's not a currency pair cross. So this thing could run away on me in this account, and it wouldn't bother me a bit. Because we know it's going to turn back around, and guess what I'm really doing? I don't give a shit about what these trades really are. I give a crap that I know it's NZD CAD and that it's a buy. And when this one starts to get profitable and this one starts to get profitable, I jump in at a degenerate gambler lot size because I already have the intelligence. Yes, I'm manually entering a trade. You know what I'm doing? I'm on a surfboard out in the ocean, and here comes a fucking tidal wave, right? And I'm a professional surfer. I'm not going to get beat up. I'll ride that wave all the way to shore. People think I'm amazing, but I can see the wave coming. So taking these automated trades into your account as a signal to yourself, take them at I don't care if you have a $50,000 account. Take a group at the lowest lot size. And when one of those pairs When one of those trades, I mean, hell, maybe you're in an AUD CHF and you're like, this thing never goes more than a trade or two deep. So big deal. So you're in an AUD CHF trade at 0.01 and that it starts to get blue. Jump in, jack that degenerate gambler lot size up and make your money based off of the intelligence of what you see. I know I've been saying this, but I want to be able to describe it better and better and better and have a mantra. Group, signal, risk more. Choose a group, view it as a signal. It's automated in your accounts coming in. You're going to make some minimum money, right? Because if you notice, that's what I did with my high profit, that where I went from, I made $150 last night or this morning on a $1,200 account. You know, I did 10% in one day because I took the automated trades at the minimum lot size and I seen it moving in the proper direction. I'm like, I'm jumping in. Can you still lose? Of course you can. However, the only way you're going to lose in that scenario is if you degenerately overbid and it goes that much farther against you. You're still in the right direction. If that starts happening to you, don't go in at a degenerate bid at first. Go in at a little bit. Scale it up bigger. Make it bigger. 7 pips away from take profit. Go in hard if that's what you want to do. But using my system as a level of intelligence and as an automated signal inside your account, it's how I originally trade all of these other large hedge fund accounts and prop firm accounts and, you know, whatever you want to call them. I don't trade prop firm challenge accounts, but I certainly don't, and everybody wants to, use some sort of automated feed to make my trades for me. I'll take simple basket of trades and automate them. Now, here's the thing. The moment you do automation with a prop firm, let's be honest, you're not getting paid. However, let's expand this a little bit. The other thing you need is you need a $100,000 demo account with my full auto feed on it at minimum lot size. So you can go over there and hen pick and choose what you're going to trade. However, I believe the safest way to trade, a relatively conservative on its own way to trade, is to choose a group, take it automatically, use it as a signal, and risk more when it looks like and it feels like that particular trade is going into profit. End of story. Drop the microphone. It's pretty much all I'll ever say because it works for me, experienced person, and it can work for an absolute brand new person. Of course, if you're taking the free signals, you're learning a big concept. Heck, you can watch the free signals. You want to really be a degenerate gambler? You can watch the free signals and wait till you get a pair like we're in, you know, where it's, I think it happened last week where we were in Chief JPY or something like that, and it went 8, 9, 10, 12 deep. Wait, watch it. Wait. Watch it on the chart. When it starts to, you know, mark on the chart where the take profit is. You can put a line on any one of these things. I could put a line on a chart right now if I click on the graphic image at the top there. Click that, and I click on horizontal line over to the left right here. I can put a line on the chart anywhere I click. So right there it is. And now I can move it up and down with my thumb. So I can go, and I can see the price over here, right? So I'll go, okay, I know that signal trade came in, and it's they take profit price is 0.81700. So I just leave it right there. And I know I'm down here, and I know we're in buy zone territory. So I'm going to wait until I feel like it's headed towards that take profit, and then jump in. And I know it's a little bit of work, but if you really look at choosing a group, greatly reduces your work. If you look at that group as a signal, greatly reduces your work because it's already telling you what it's doing. And then if you look for the basket of trades or the trade you're in to start going profitable, that's a great time for you to jump in and risk what you believe you should and can risk. That's it. Microphone dropped. Questions, my students, my fellow followers? Mark says, I'm currently spreading funds to separate accounts to reflect these groups. I feel like it's a major level of protection while being able to trade several or all pairs. Yes, you are absolutely right. I'm not the smartest guy in the world. I'm just kind of figuring this out. But I was doing this without detailing it out on a piece of paper and separating it into groups. I was just already doing that. Just naturally. Not really even realizing it was just experience over the years. So now people coming in, can grab a hold of it. What's the absolute foundational best thing you can do is sign up for the basic full main 10 pip automation, automated feed, and request, and I'll give you 2 separate copy accounts. Create a 100K demo account, bring that entire feed into it so you can see through walls. You know everything that's happening in the system. And then have your live account. If you want to start out with a smaller demo account, have a live or a demo account in the same amount that you think your live account would be. Choose a group, view it as a signal, and risk more when you're able to do that. Because here's the deal. Maybe you got a busy day. Maybe you got something going on. This happens to me all the time. And I'm like, you know what? I got to get out of these trades and stuff because I'm going to be gone that day, or I'm traveling and I can't necessarily stand there and watch my charts. What's nice about this particular scenario is I can go, you know what? I'm just not going to enter any trades. The automated system's taking the trades, absolute minimum. It's keeping my, I might look tomorrow. I only made $17. Cool. That's all automated. It's at the minimum lot size on any given account, right? It's just a better way to do it. And it allows me to take these more aggressive, risk more. Step number 3, choose a group, view it as a signal, risk more. It allows me to risk more when I have more time. Maybe I'm out to lunch, got an easy day going, and I see NZD CAD in my account has started to go blue. Maybe this one starts to go blue. It's headed towards take profit. Jump in. I'm not saying it can't go against you at that point, but that's not really the point. You're already in the right direction. This is going to add enough currency pair trades along the way to get it to a take profit, even if it's bringing that take profit closer. Worst case scenario, you jump in too early and too much bid, you're going to have to take a small loss or break even on it. Because you're going to see, like if you jumped in on trade 3 and it went 7 deep, you'll go, okay, well, I know there's at least 7. You know what it will allow me to do so I was wrong at number 3 and it went to 7. So it trades 7, turns blue, trades 6, turns blue. I'm going to jump in again and ride that down. And certainly get out, worst case scenario, break even or a small profit. And start to get used to, guess what also happens? If you choose a group of pairs, you'll get used to the movement of them, the volatility of them. It's funny, USD JPY will suck you in. We've had it, and I'm not sending these trades out other than in the full auto feed. It'll suck you in. It'll go into a trade profit, trade profit, trade profit, trade profit, and then it'll go 30 against you. That's why I avoid putting it inside of, I avoid sending it out as a signal, and I avoid putting it into anything but the main automated feed, like, the additional feeds I have, the 1 profitable trade feed, the 10 pip hybrid. I just don't want it in there, but I will call those out when they go deep. And we'll make a lot of money off of it. But it's the same. I'm doing the same concept as what I'm describing to you. It's just that I know that pair, USD JPY and GBP JPY, can move extremely volatile. It can go trade, profit, trade, profit, trade, profit, 30 trades, and then profit. My trades always win. Mathematics behind that. When I say my trades come from an automated system on, right now, I think a $5 million account at a 0.01 lot size. Those trades will never lose. I have enough room in that account. So that's the assumption on yours also. You have to know if there's enough room in your account. You might have a $10,000 account with 50 leverage. You don't have as much room as my $10,000 account with 1,000 leverage. You don't. So it's unique to everyone. I will start driving everybody to this concept. I'll probably make a dedicated video for it because I think it's a good resource for brand new people that come in. Yeah, it's fun to take free signals. Premium signals are awesome. The ultimate place, they're all just me, the Forex drug dealer, giving out free drugs and free samples until you realize, oh, my mind virus is starting to get a little bit fixed now because this guy, me, talking about myself in third person, right? This guy, he don't trade with a stop loss. I've been told that you have to do that. Well, guess what? You don't. The trend is your friend. Is it? I like to trade against it. My system loves it. It understands that trend and push away has to pull back. It does. When you trend a currency manager, you've dumped trillions of dollars, and you're probably grouped up with a bunch of other banks dumping trillions of dollars into the market to move it that way. And that means you're in drawdown. So you're going to have to do some erratic movements, take out some stops from those people that set stops so you can fill up your coffers and then move it in the direction you wanted to take it. So the big banks can make their money and steal yours. So that's it. Monday morning, I talked a lot, but it's so important to understand how to use my system. I'll interject this before I go. The mind virus of, and we're fighting against this because I think it's a completely unique system. We're just doing this different than I see anybody doing. You tell me if somebody's doing this or doing it this way. I'm sure there are, right? I'm not saying I know everybody, but it's pretty rare. And I had to discover this stuff on my own with my own hard knocks. But the mind virus of questions that come at me, like, so you have a robot? I'm like, I hear what you're saying. What you're really asking is, am I going to give you a robot? Because here's an interesting thing. I challenge you on this one if you want to. If you put a robot and you on your account, you let it do what it wants to do, even at the lowest lot size, it will eventually, in a week, 2 weeks, or 3 weeks, blow out your account. If not in 3 weeks, it'll do it in 6. It will just blow your account, and you're like, oh, there it goes. Oh, shit, it lost everything. That's what robots do. Yes, I haven't. You could call what I got a robot, but, that's like calling, I don't know. It's like calling a glider with cloth on the wings, an airplane. Oh, yeah, it is. Kind of hanging by a seat belt, from the middle of some cloth and some tubing. Okay, yeah, that's pushing it. But I'm not giving you a robot. This isn't a robot. This is an entire automated trading system that if you use it as intelligence, like look at this. You see what's in my hand right here, my mobile phone? This is my intelligence device. I'm a million times smarter than anybody that never had something like this. I'm a cyborg. I don't go anywhere without this thing. I really can't do anything without it. It's a piece of me, and it's the same with you. This particular system that we have here, and I'm answering this for the people that are new. I know you guys get it. Once you've watched me say this a million times, you'd be like, all right, I'm done with this live. We are growing. I don't know if you noticed, we have new people come into this group every day. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people. And I have not even begun marketing this yet. I'm still trying to perfect everything, because some people say, how are you going to handle this when there's 100,000 people? Don't you think I've thought about that? I have all kinds of AI automation tools, so on and so forth. It'll all be handled. And for those people that come in and ask the exact same question over and over again, it just rolls right off my back, because I'm like, okay, that's good. I'm going to have a resource for that. Right now, I'm not pushing that stuff out as quickly or as fast as I should, because I'm perfecting some other things. But this concept that this is some sort of bot that you get, yeah, it's not that. And it's also not, hey, before I give you any money to pay for this automated system and this awesome system, before I give you any money, can you show me what the results are? Well, that's a mind virus, because you're thinking it's a robot that you put on your account, and if you've done those before, they run it right into the ground. Now, here's something in the challenge that I'll give you, and I really mean this. I am so good with the AI robot stuff that you and I could both run the exact same robot. You take the robot, turn it on, factory settings. I mean, you do whatever you want with it, right? I will take that exact same robot, run it on historical data for 3 or 4 days straight, 15 hours a day, and I'll sit there and watch it. And what I'm looking for is the one thing it does over and over again, eventually to blow the hell out of itself. And then I tweak the settings and make sure it doesn't do that. Like, it might do it to you once every 3 to 6 weeks. It's only going to do that to me once a year. And then I'll put a protection in place where all it does is takes a loss, a significant loss, but a loss nonetheless that doesn't kill my account. I'm able to put it this way, any robot you give me, I can make it work. I have done it at a level you don't even want to know. I'm not trying to say I'm special. What I'm saying is there's a concept and a way behind this that is so different. I'm not afraid of robots. Give me any robot, I can make it work. That doesn't mean it's the best. It doesn't mean I want to trade it live. I can make that sucker work. And a lot of times to make it work means you got to just not make that much from it. People are always, pushing it. Like my system, put it on a live account, all full 22 currency pairs at a nice, at a nice lot size. And you're going to be like, holy crap, this thing never loses. And then it's going to run you into the ground at some point because you just didn't kind of manage it, right? You didn't mitigate some of the things. Whereas if you see the feeds that I have, the one profitable trade feed, the 10 pip hybrid feed, those are designed to protect yourself from yourself. Doug says the best results for new people to see is to do a demo account and use the free trades and prove it to themselves. Only problem is they need to have patience. That's correct. That is absolutely correct. I would say the only other problem is, Doug, is that you'll find these people come in with a completely different mindset. Well, what robot is this? What drawdown can I expect from your robot, Terry? I'm like, what? No, it's not a robot. It is, but I get what you mean. You mean you just turn it on and you hope it works? No. If you know that my system never loses a trade, even if it has to go 30 deep, you can plan ahead. You can see through walls. When we get into these markets where we're having currency pairs go 20 deep and they'll happen, if you have the data account, You'll see it. You'll see it. And you'll be able to capitalize on it. Because the likelihood of you having a group that has multiple pairs that are going against you or going deep, let's say, is going to be nearly non-existent. You might have a group where one pair is great, but I told you, you're taking it as kind of a signal. It's coming into your account. It's coming in at minimum lot size. You're going to jump into, go ahead and let it go 20 trades deep. Guess what you're going to do? Once the 17th trade gets profitable, 17, 18, 19, 20, or maybe the 18th starts to get profitable, you start scaling in. Next trade gets profitable, you scale in more. Next trade gets profitable, you scale in more. Next trade gets profitable, you scale in more. And the signal itself taking 10 cents, 20 cents, even if the signal's sending you a trade at 0.5 or $5, right? It's still extremely low for your account, and you'll be bidding based off of how that transaction, how those trades are affecting your account to begin with. So you're not going to bid a $10 lot size when your margin's down at 1,200% because that signal went really deep. That trade, I'm calling it a signal, but a signal is an automated trade. It's really a lot of different things, but a signal is an automated trade that's actually automated in your account, and that's given at a low lot size that isn't intended to make you more than a few dollars. I don't care how far it goes deep, right? But it's intended to go, hey, here's what's going on. Here's what you could do. Here comes the wave. Here comes the wave. Sometimes it's a tsunami. You just ride it in. You ride it in. All right, that's it. Appreciate you watching me. Monday morning, I'll see you tomorrow morning, Tuesday. Come into the group, fxwithterry.com. Gives you access to the free Discord group. Come and take our trades. Come in and jump right to auto trading, right? Only reason people don't is because they're skeptical. They've been burnt. They've blown a lot of money on courses. They're like, there's no way that this can win all the time. It's just mathematics. I didn't say we're winning 700 pip trades and making $1 million. We don't lose. Whatever you can bid inside of that mathematical game is whatever you can bid. And it's pretty standard on, each given currency pair has its own breadth and movement. So you'll figure it out. Choose a group. Treat it as a signal. Let it auto trade. Treat it as a signal to your brain to then go in and risk more when it makes sense to do so. That's it. I'll see you in the group and on tomorrow's live. Appreciate you joining me.